Here's a list of my top 10 favorite games of all time. This is a question I get asked a lot in chat. Keep in mind this is my personal ranking based on enjoyment, impact, and my childhood. This was a tough list to come up with because I have a lot of games that I love and a lot of series that I enjoy. Now I try to keep this one entry per franchise, which was really tough because there are so many. But let's get it. First up, we got number 10, Paragon. Now, normally I'm not the hugest online multiplayer gaming experience, but Paragon made the exception. An absolutely amazing game that was being simultaneously created with Fortnite, which I'm sure you can guess what happened. Fortnite blew up, Paragon got left in the dust. But an amazing, amazing experience. Growing up being an athlete, I didn't really have the luxury of playing a lot of video games. Because my life was football, it was my first and only LAN party that I ever had, so that'll tell you a whole lot of how big of a deal this game was to me and my friends. If you enjoy competitive MOBAs like League of Legends, Smite, this is right up your alley. And the closest thing you're going to get to playing it is a game called Predecessor. It's basically the redheaded stepchild of Paragon. Number 9, BioShock. BioShock was an absolutely incredible game. A masterful storyline, very captivating, drew you in. Old school 50s eerie music. Not quite survival horror, but you kind of get those vibes as you go through the game. Just very, very, very fun game to get lost in. Think RPG shooter in a megalomaniac's failed utopia. Number 8, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Now, I know a lot of people are going to argue that Skyrim was better, which I get that. That makes perfect sense. But this one just hit different because this is the first Elder Scrolls that I got my hands on that I actually could play. The dichotomy of good and evil, knights, swords, shields. You can have your own castle. An amazing, lush fantasy world that you can get lost in. Next up, Last of Us. Last of Us was excellent. Amazing storyline, post-apocalyptic horror, zombies of different variants, an amazing display of character development between a male protagonist and a young girl who's immune. An absolute must-play. Next up, Uncharted, specifically Uncharted 4. They're all amazing, but the Uncharted series is an absolute masterpiece. Unbelievable series. Had so much fun playing it. Witty, funny, enjoyable. Think like modern day Indiana Jones with Tony Stark-like humor and a flawless bullpen of characters that you will absolutely fall in love with. Another great example would be Pirates of the Caribbean. Jack Sparrow type humor and adventures. Number 5, Witcher 3. Another amazing game. Can't say enough good things about it. Amazing storyline, action, adventure, swords, fantasy, drama, politics, a grizzled, raspy, super mutant, amazing character that knows nothing but the hunt, and you would think it would be one-dimensional, but has so much depth. If you like fantasy, RPG, Monster Hunter game with a witty romance novel twist, this is your wheelhouse. Next up, a very difficult one to put at 4. You can tell by my shirt. God of War. Incredible series. It's one of my favorite stories of all time. And the only reason why it's not top 3 is because of the simple fact that the top 3 hold a special place in my heart. They're pretty much the games that got me into gaming, like, truly. But I can't say enough good things about God of War. An absolute masterclass of character development. A grizzled Spartan warrior who goes from man to god, riddled with trauma and turmoil from his younger, vengeful life. And in this new adaptation, becomes a father, becomes a husband, embraces his godhood. And it's a wild ride. Unquestioned Game of the Year, and no surprise that with the adaptations that they boldly pursued, it just was a smashing success, and I love the direction that they went in it. They gave Kratos so much depth, and it is why it's one of my favorite franchises of all time. Let me know in the comments if you like my list, and let me know what your favorites are, and tune in for my top 3.